Okay, welcome for the WTA lab. So today we are going to discuss about the programming. In the last class, we discussed how to execute the first program. So today, let's go and see the execution of the second program. Okay, and as well as we see how to go and edit some important things about Atom Editor. You will try to understand the logic. So though I'm not explaining the complete thing about, because both 1 and 2 program are JavaScript programs. So we need to know about basics of JavaScript. Without that, you won't be able to understand the program completely. I will just give the overview of JavaScript code in the programs that we have used. Okay. So let me share the screen. So, okay, today we are going to discuss the second program. The second program is so. Write a JavaScript that calculates the square and cubes of the numbers from 0 to 10 and outputs HTML text that displays the resulting values in a HTML table format. So that means the second program is a JavaScript program that calculates square and cube of a number, where the number starts from 0. That means the number is 0, square is 0, cube is 0. Number is 1, square is 1, cube is 1. Similarly, for number 2, so number is 2, square is 4, the cube is 8. Like that, from 0 to 10, it is going to display the number, square and cube in a table format. So that means this program doesn't have any input. The input, the value of n, which is equal to 10, from 0 to 10, we have coded within the program itself. So no necessary to give any input. So once you run this program in your browser, you are going to get the output in the form of table. So before understanding this, let me run this program on Windows as well as on Linux CentOS and show the output. So as usual, so if you want to run, so you should run the XAMPP. So run the XAMPP. So Apache, already it's running, Apache MySQL files are running. So I can open a browser, so where you can give localhost. Already I have placed. So before, let me show you. I told you document root actually is in, so C drive, XAMPP, htdocs. So in C drive, so note the point, C drive, XAMPP, XAMPP, and then htdocs. The file already I have placed 2.html here. I have placed here. So now I will open this in a browser. So where I will give it as localhost. The host name or the IP address can be given here. Here, since the server is running on the same machine, I will give localhost. Then you will give 2.html. So now everyone can see this is the output that what we are expecting. So I will enlarge it. So this is the output that you are going to get. Numbers from 0 to 10 with their square and cubes. Then in the first column, you are seeing the number 0, 1, 2 up to 10. Quite similarly, on the second column, we are having the square of these numbers. 0 square is 0, 1 square 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. Like that, on the third column, you are going to see the cube of the numbers from 0 to 10. So this is what the second program will do. Just this simple JavaScript program, which will compute the square and cube of a number from 0 to 10. Square and cube of a number from 0 to 10 and display in the form of table. So that means majority of this program uses HTML. That means to draw a table, we use HTML, and only the calculation, draw the table, give the background color, light blue I have given. So give the background color, the border for the table, the contents within the table are all actually formatted by HTML. Only thing is the computation of square and cube and display of the number is being done by JavaScript. So JavaScript just display the number, square and cube. So the computation of square and cube is done by the JavaScript by taking the number. So there are two simple statements JavaScript that can do the compute the square and cube. We will see that. So this is what they output. So here you can modify this program. If you want to experiment with HTML, you can change the border. So you can change the background, all these things. So this is the output of your program which I have executed on Windows. Now let's go to Linux CentOS as usual. In CentOS, so you can open the browser. Similarly, localhost 2.html. So the same output you are actually getting the same output. So, but note the point that sometimes your file may not open in Linux 1.html or 2.html. So you need to make sure that the given file has right permissions. So if you don't have permissions, so you can't run it. So your browser may say permission denied. That means browser request to the server, Apache server tries to get this file and send it, but the browser doesn't have the permission to execute it. That is the reason why. So the program doesn't get executed. So that's the reason in CentOS. So make sure that go to the directory. So which directory? As I told you earlier, so go to home directory here. So other locations. So my computer, as I told you, the document root is where. So www HTML. So the point is right now, the first program we executed it, which is having a permission like this. The permissions here is for root read, and I am just executing as a root user. I have logged in. So for root read and for owner and group, we should have both read and write. And for others, we should have read only. Sometimes others none permission is there, then it won't get executed. So for example, here also 2. So properties I have given. So permissions read write for group, read write for others, it is read only. For example, let me give this permission as none. So if I give this permission as none, so next, if I try to open it in a browser, let me refresh it. So you will get the permission like this. Forbidden, you don't have permission to access 2.html on this server. So because this is some of the kind of security measure employed in Linux without permission, because the browser, though you are a root user, the browser is granted with the other user permission. You people should be aware that in Linux, so users are divided as user or the owner, group and others. So that means owner is actually the person who created the file, who has full permission. So group is set up with people working on a project. I may grant permission to access my file to the group members of my project. That means I can select a set of users who belong to my group and give a permission. So that is group permission. Others means neither the owner nor the members of the group or other people who don't have permission to access. So right now browser is working as is running as others. So that's why. So when you gave it as 2.html, if it gave forbidden message, the main problem here was so the permissions which we have given. So that means 2.html, the permissions was, so permissions for others were none. So we should give read only permission. Of course, we should not give read and write also, because the browser, the user who is using a browser may go and get a file of the server and he can modify the file. That means any person can go and modify a web page which is hosted on a web server. That should not be possible. That's why others should be given only read only, not read and write. So once you give this permission, so you will definitely now will be able to run your program. Now, since I have changed the permission, you can again refresh it. So you got the output. So this is what the permission, file permission should be taken care if you are executing the program on Linux version, CentOS or any Linux version. So hope you understood what is the output of this program. It's very simple. The input is already given as n as 10. We have given a loop where the loop runs from 0 to 10. So the value of 10 we have already taken and inbuilt in the program. We are not taking any input from the user. Of course, you can write a program to take an input value of n from the user and you can display that. But the program doesn't describe that. It only the question says that you have to compute the cube from 0 to 10 is clearly stated. So that's why we are doing this. So that's why we are not taking the value of input n. Only it is displaying the output of 0 to 10 squares and cubes. So now coming for this program, let us try to understand this program. So you are getting this first thing is, see, try to understand the program. They are simple. So it contains doc type HTML. That means the first line in angle bracket, after angle bracket, the exclamation, then followed by doc type is a reserved word that clearly tells what is the document type HTML. This is actually a message to the browser that telling that this document is a HTML document. So followed by there is HTML tag at the beginning. Similarly, there is HTML tag at the end. So as I told you earlier, so if the HTML element is represented as a tree, the root element is HTML element. That means any HTML tags or element should be included within HTML tag. So that's why the first tag is HTML. So next is the head tag. I told you, so right now, when you executed the program, localhost /2.html, when you gave it, the program got executed. That means JavaScript program got executed and it gave the result. But the point is, oh, so every time you refresh it, the program get executed and give the results. So that means if you want any JavaScript program to be executed, once the browser loads the program, then such program should be included in head. Okay. And of course, note here head is there, head opening head tag is there, and there is at the end there is closing head tag. So that means complete JavaScript code is within the head tag. That means once head tag is loaded by your browser, the JavaScript program get executed and you will get the output. So note the point, this is head, closing head and the opening head here. So next is, so this program, okay, so this program has CSS inside it. We are using some style for which is used to give for background color the space between the given number, like number, cubes or square, and its borders in the table. So all these things are actually decided by the style sheet that we have given. So in the theory class, I discussed about three types of style sheet. So inline, embedded, so and external style sheet. So now see, we have given style here. So style tag comes here, style tag. Then we have given the selectors. So that means table is the name of a tag, TR. Though we haven't studied that, TR stands for table row, TD stands for table data. So table, TR and TD are three tags. So we have given without angle bracket, that means they are selectors. That means wherever table tag, table row, table data comes in. So this is the style that will be applied. So what is the style that will be applied is given here. So that means border. So if you have seen the browser here, you can see that the border we are seeing in the browser, so is solid. So that's why we have given it as solid and the color as black. Border, okay, solid, black. So here, note the point that what is border and what is the solid black. So border is actually the property and solid black is actually the value. Property and value separated by colon, and then we are ending with semicolon. So each property value should end with a semicolon. So next we have given a property like width as 33%. Okay, the width for table row and data, what is the width? 33% of the given cell width will be 33%. Next, text align is center. If you see the browser here, you can see all the numbers within the table are center. So one is in center, one is in the center of this cell. So that's what alignment. Text align, you have given center. You can change it. I can give it as left. I can give it as right. Okay. Then you can see the difference between center, left and right. Similarly, border. There is next property known as border collapse. So that will tell you that the collapse border. See, you can have a separate border. If you see the border here, between this cell and this cell, there is a single border. So there is a possible that I can have two lines here. Separating this, I can have two lines. But here, both the borders have collapsed into one. So that's why here border collapse is collapse. And background color, I have given it as pink. Of course, I have modified here. I have given it as blue or light blue. So if you give pink, the pink color, or if you give light blue, when I display the program here, so here the blue color is there, light blue, but in the manual I have given it as pink. You can change it to any color and see it. So then similarly, the table margin. So again, for the table selector, we have given margin is auto. That means what is the margin? What is the possible values? I tell you to go through W3 schools and find out for each property what is the possible values. I won't discuss all this. The margin is automatically selected. Auto is the margin given for the table. So now this is what style here from here, and it ends style here. So now you should see where is style. I told you we are using style tag to give the style property values. And where is the style tag? The style tag is within the head tag. I told you if the style is specified using style tag within the head tag, then it is known as embedded CSS. So that means CSS is embedded. This style is applied to entire HTML document. So that means the second program uses embedded CSS. The CSS is embedded. It is not given within a line. It is not inline because we are not giving within the tag, but we are giving within a tag the style. So if the style is within each element or each tag, then it would have been inline element. So right now, we are giving the style within the style tag, and style tag is within the head tag. So that's why the CSS that we are using is embedded CSS. So next comes the actual program. So is JavaScript program. So JavaScript program is from year to year. So how can I say the JavaScript program is from year to year? So always keep that in mind. So keep that in mind. JavaScript programs starts with a script tag. So it starts with a script tag. Okay. So then all your JavaScript code will be given here, and finally you will close the JavaScript by using close script tag. So that means your browser will come to know there is a JavaScript program, there is a scripting language here, I need to execute it. So that means all this code is executed by the JavaScript interpreter within the browser. So who executes your JavaScript? Not your Apache server. Apache server sends this 2.html file to browser. Browser will identify that JavaScript code starts from here and ends here. So that means the JavaScript code starts here and ends here. So that means anything between the script tag is your JavaScript program. So this is the point. easily you can find out. So anyway, before you starting your JavaScript code, so you should actually open a JavaScript script tag. Then after all the JavaScript code, you should close with script tag. So this is important because you should tell the browser where your JavaScript is located so that the browser will start a JavaScript interpreter. JavaScript interpreter is a program that will execute line by line the JavaScript program. Okay. So that is the reason why clearly the beginning of end of the JavaScript program is indicated by the opening script tag and closing script tag. So this is the point that you need to remember. So now, so you saw it, it is a JavaScript. I have given script tag. Now, so finally we have script tag. In between, there are few statements. Let me tell you. So what is this? Clearly, we have given first line like document write. Again, second line document write. Then there is a for loop. Within for loop, there is a document write. That's all. There are only just 3 statements in our program which are JavaScript statements. But keep that in mind that we are using already JavaScript method. So here we are using something like document.write. So document.write is a JavaScript method. So how in your C language we have printf function, okay, which is a standard output function. So that will display whether a string or the value of a variable, everything can be displayed using printf. Similarly, in JavaScript, there are many ways of doing it. Here we are using document.write. So document.write. So that is a object-oriented method. So document.write is a JavaScript method. Similarly, here also the second time you have used, here also third time you have used. So now, what is this Java document.write? So again, it begins with a parenthesis and ends with a parenthesis. Okay, it begins with a parenthesis and ends with a parenthesis. In between, so what you are supposed to do is, so first thing is, say, if you see the program, see if you see here, first thing I need to display, before displaying number, square and cube, I should create a table. So there are many tables. This is one table which I have created where I will display a message numbers from 0 to 10 with their cubes, with squares and cubes. So numbers from 0 to 10 with squares and cubes. Now how do you do that? So that is what we have given. So in document write, within that, within quotes we have given, keep that in value. Whenever you use a HTML tags, you want the HTML tags to be printed. So if the HTML tags are there, then browser, if it finds a table tag, then browser will display a table. Okay, if it is a table row tag, then browser will display a table row. And if it finds a TD, table data, then it will display the table data. So that's why all these tag names that we use in our JavaScript program should be enclosed in within quotes. So that's why in quotes I have given table, tr, td. See, all these tags are opening tags. Similarly, at the end, we are having closing tags. So that means TD, TR, table. So opening 3 tags, closing tag. So you may wonder what actually this actually will do. So my question is quite simple. Say, so what does you want to create a table? So the tag used to create a table is table tag. So what does a table do? A table tag will create a table. So that the point is it will create a table. Then there is a data known as TR. TR means table row. Similarly, there is a tag known as TD. So the point here is you create a table. So now this is a table that is created, then table row, it will create one row, and TD will give the data here, whatever the data, that data is here. So that means table row will create one row. So what does a table do? It will create one table. it will create one table, and TR will create one row. So one data means you people should note that one row of data, that may be a number, that may be a string, or whatever it is. The data can be anything. In our case, we are displaying a string. So now you may be wondering, what about row? Only one row. I want a table with 10 rows. So then what you are supposed to do is, so assume I want to create a table like this. So I want to create a table with 3 rows and 3 data. I want to display something 3, 5, 7. So now you want to first create a table, use table tag. So next you want to create 3 rows. So I should use 3 times. You should use 3 times TR. 3 times you should use TR, as well as you should use the TD, because 3 rows means there will be 3 data in that rows. 3 times we should use TR and 3 times we should use TD. So that is the point to note. In a table, we can have any number of rows or data. So at least if every table will have one row and one data, that means there will be one TR and one TD. That means table will be only one, which will create one table. But within a table, we can have rows and rows, and every row will have a data in it. So TD is used. So make sure that table should be closed with a closing table tag. Once the table is completed, within the table tag, the embedded tags are TR and TD. So TR and TD also should be closed with a respective closing tag. So you can actually see this. So that's what we have given, table TR TD. Next, we have given a text, numbers from 0 to 10 with their square and cubes. So that's the only data present there. Now a string we have given. Then we close that, because first the last ended tag is TD. So that's why first we should close the TD data, then TR. So close TR, then finally close the table. Then close the quotes, and then close the parentheses and end with a semicolon. So this is a statement. So in a JavaScript, every statement ends with a semicolon. So you have seen it in C language, it ends with a semicolon. But in JavaScript, a statement, it's a good practice to end a JavaScript statement with a semicolon, but it's not mandatory. That means if you remove the colon, it doesn't give you an error. But it may change the meaning of the program, but you won't get any syntax error. But it is a good practice to end with a semicolon. That's why we have ended with semicolon. So hope you understood this. So document.write is a JavaScript method for which we have created a table, row, and data which contains some string giving numbers from 0 to 10 with their squares. So make sure that these table names, opening and closing table tags, should be correctly there. Otherwise, the HTML interpreter may not recognize it. So if you assume closing tags, if you miss it, the same name of the tags will be appearing, because the text or the spelling of a tag name is wrong, means the same tag will be displayed within the browser. Okay. So this is the point you need to note. So what is the output? We have got it. So the output that we have created a table, and first what we have seen here in the table, we have displayed this. So that means this part is actually displayed by the first statement. So next, what is the next thing? If you note it here, this table is the next. I need to create one more table where I should give heading, number, square, and cube. Number, square, and cube are actually the heading there. For each column, there should be an heading. So number, square, and cube. So I should display it. Then only I should display this part. So now how do you display this heading, number, square, and cube? Let us see. So here next, again, there is one more document.write JavaScript method. So here, what we have given here is table, tr, td. Again, I will give here. There are one row, so tr, but 3 data is there. So 3 columns are there. If you notice here, so this is one row, but three columns, number, square, and cube. So the point to note here is, so TR is only one, but TD, there are three TD. TD, number, close the TD. TD square, close the TD. Similarly, TD cube. So from here, close the cube. Hope you understood. So that's why 3 times TT tag, table data tag is used, but only once table row is there. So that means, again, finally, close the parentheses, close the quotes, and end with a semicolon. So that will display your second row, which is number, square, and cube. Okay. So that means here we are using separate table for this. So this itself is separate table below it. So we are actually displaying it. Now how to display a number? Very simple. Again, use the document dot write. So okay, I need to display table row. That's why. So we are having, see, you people should note that I am not using table here because already the table is used here. But still we have not given anywhere closing table. Closing table is given here. So that is the reason. So here in document write, there is no table because already it is part of table. We give table row, table data, and then plus n plus. So what does it do? N, see, n is the value. See here I have used a for loop. The for loop is similar to your C language or any high-level language construct. For loop, initialization, termination, and iteration. So initialization, so where n is equal to 0, of course, where is a keyword, okay, which you can give it for any variable declared in JavaScript. And where is not mandatory because JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. That means, so there is a difference between a dynamically typed language and a statically typed language. So dynamically typed language means the type checking is done at runtime. That means the checking of type, data type, whether integer, float, boolean, this data type is checked at the runtime, not at the compilation time. So such a language is known as dynamically typed language. So some languages are statically typed. So all the programming languages that you have used so far are statically typed language, like C, C++, Java are statically typed language. That means before you use a variable, first you should declare it, then use it. If you won't declare a variable, and actually if you try to use a variable, you will get a error that the variable not declared. But in JavaScript, that is not the case. Without declaring a variable, I can use a variable. Okay. That means it is a dynamically typed. At runtime, when we assign a value to that variable, what type? If I give n as 1, it is treated as integer. If I give n as 2.5, again it may be treated as floating point number. So the point is based on the value that we assign to a number, the type is decided at the runtime. Such a programming languages are dynamically typed languages. Majority of the scripting languages that we use, JavaScript and PHP, all these are dynamically typed languages. So anyway, though it is a dynamically typed language, it is possible we can declare and use a variable. So if you declare a variable, how do you declare a variable in JavaScript? So use where keyword. Where is a keyword that is used to declare a variable. So I have given a for loop where n is equal to 0, initialize n with 0, n is less than or equal to 10. Note that it is less than or equal to 10 because the n value I should give the square and cube up to 10. That's why I have not given less than 10. If I give less than 10, it will go to 0 to 9. I want even the square and cube of 10. That's why it is less than or equal to 10, n plus plus. So within this for loop, so I have opened a parenthesis similar to other C language. So for loop, there is opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Okay. Within that, we have a statement, document.write. What is this? JavaScript method. So what we are giving, we are creating a table row and table data. Then we have given n. Okay. I will tell you what the significance of plus. I will tell you what is that plus operator in JavaScript. So next you close TD. Next, again, after n, what you should give? Next table data I should give n square. So that's why we have given n into n, which is n square. So okay, again it is preceded and ended by plus. They close TD, then again open TD, then given plus n star is n star n star n. That means n into n is n cube. Again n with a plus and then close the TD and TR. So now you understood what you are displaying here is note that n is not within, so it is not within quotes. See here TR and TD, the quote ends here. Again TD quotes end here. Okay, again TD quote ends here. So n value should not be within quotes. Instead of printing the value of n, the string n will be printed. That's why n into n square and n cube should be without quotes. Okay. So now this will display the value like this. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, which is 2, 4, 8, like this. Okay. But the point is, what is this plus? See, plus is actually a concatenation operator. So plus actually is what? Concatenation operator. Plus in JavaScript is concatenation operator. Concatenate operator. So this is concatenate operator. So for example, you want to treat this. So for example, assume like this. I have SJCIT. Okay. I want to add this string to ISC. So then in JavaScript, how do you see? Use plus, then give ISC. So what does it do? It actually does what? Concatenate this with ISC and the result will be, so SJCIT ISC. So that will be the output of, so this will be the output. So this is what plus is actually what? So concatenate operator in JavaScript. So that means it will add, when I want to have a string, so I should add it. So the point is, don't assume that plus can't be used. Plus can be used for an addition operator, but based on the context. See, concatenation is used whenever you want to add two strings, join two strings. So at that time, plus operator. That's why the type is decided dynamically. See, if I give 2 plus 3, it is equal to 5 in JavaScript, where 2 and 3 are actually numbers. But if I give SJCIT and ISC, the same plus operator acts as a concatenation operator, which will combine the two strings SJCIT and ISC. So this is the point that you need to note. So here, note the point that here what is happening here is the TRTD, this string is concatenated with the n value. N value, again I have given plus, is concatenated with this closing TD and opening TD. Again, n square is concatenated with this, and this n square is again concatenated with this TD tags. Finally, this is added. So this is what the plus operator should be added before that number and after that number, so that you will get a finally a string which contains the table row along with the data. So it contains table row along with 3 data, which is n, n square and n cube. So that means this will print one row of text. So that means it will display for 0, 0, 0. So why? Because n is 0. Next, in the next loop, n will be incremented by 1. So next it will take the value of n. 1, 1 square, 1 cube is all 1. So like that up to 10, the loop for loop will be executed. And finally, don't forget to give it, because the finally, so all the 10 rows are there completed. You need to close the table. So you have opened a table using a table tag, but you haven't closed it. So what you should do is you close it using the close table tag. So this is what you do. You close using the close table tag. How do you do that? See, I am again using document.write. Why I am writing? Because you should send to the browser. You should write to the browser the table tag. Then only the browser will close the table and there is for opening table, there is a closing table tag, and browser will close it. So that is the reason. So even in JavaScript, if you want to add a tag, so that tag should be in quotation, and you should give it using document write. What is document.write? It is a standard output. It's a method. It is a method, so that is used to write. Okay, we'll see document.write in detail. So here at this time, write that it is similar to printf statement in C language. Okay, it is a method. It's not a function, so it is a JavaScript method. Okay, so we will come to know when we will study something like DOM, document object model. So write here is a method which belongs to the document model. So that's why it is written as document.write, write method which belongs to the object document. So write method which belongs to the document method, document object. That's why it's known as document.write. So that's what you complete. Finally, you have closed the table. So don't forget to close the script. So you have opened the script because that is the end of your JavaScript program. You close the JavaScript. So and your JavaScript program is within the head tag. So you have given head here. So don't forget to close the head tag here. And finally, the root element of your script is HTML. So close the HTML tag. So that will close your program. So this is how the simple program, second program is about. Okay. So here I have explained you because the JavaScript was so simple, didn't contain much of this. But if you consider the first program, though I don't go into it, so note here also the same thing, TD, TR are all used. And we have used table tag, and also we have used HTML forms also. I will come to that. So later when we go for theory, I will be again referring when I go for the tables and form in the second module, HTML forms and tables comes in. Then probably this example we can take it. And of course here JavaScript program is here. So note the point that the JavaScript starts here and somewhere JavaScript tag ends is here. So you need to see where actually the JavaScript tag ends. So that's where the script tag is here. So this is opening tag, closing tag. So script tag starts here. So script tags ends here. That means only from year to year JavaScript program. The remaining, these are all what? HTML code, and this part again is CSS part. Cascading style sheet part is up to this. Within style, what you find is actually what? Cascading style sheet. And all these things are HTML part. Only what you find between script and closing script is actually what? Your JavaScript function, which usually has three functions. One is evaluate, that will evaluate the value in a calculator. Then another is a number. Okay. So this is again for especially used for especially the concatenation of the number. I will come to that. So next is again evaluation is another function. These are the two functions. And one more, CLE is a function, clear function. So because there is a clear button in your calculator, so your screen should be clear. This clear is there. So for that purpose, the clear function is used. So three functions are there in your first program. Okay, but still complete logic we will understand once we go through HTML tables, forms, and then the complete JavaScript code, how to define functions. So then document object model, because these kind of statements you can understand only if you have understood DOM, which is document object model. So anyway, I'll come to that later, but right now I expect you people to execute this, type it, save it in which directory, where in root, where www.html. So give permissions. As I told you, right click properties, give permissions. So then make sure you have started your Apache server by using system control statements. In the last lab, I told you systemstl start httpd. Already if it is running, you can see the status. systemctl status httpd. If it is service is running, no necessary to start. So open a browser, give localhost 1 dot or 2.html. So only if there is a JavaScript error, so what is the thing you need to do? You need to go and type. So Control Shift J. So you need to give. So make sure I'll again tell you. So what is the statement? It is Control J. So what does it give? So it actually gives the browser so browser console. So why we use the browser console? For viewing JavaScript syntax errors, not semantic error. So nowhere you can find the semantic. So it is JavaScript syntax errors. You can view for viewing JavaScript syntax error, use browser console. How do you go to browser console? By using Control Shift J. So Control plus Shift with J. So for example, I can show you that. So you go to browser, click on this, then you can give Control Shift and J. So that will give you a browser console. So already errors are there from a previous window. You can click on delete button here, which will clear. Refresh this program. So then you can shift that Control Shift J and see here. So right now after the execution, I don't find any errors here. That means my program, JavaScript program is correct. It is running correctly. There is no syntax error for the JavaScript program that is used. See, browser console shows you the JavaScript errors. So any client-side scripting language errors can be viewed using browser console. Okay, client-side scripting. JavaScript is a client-side. If I have a PHP program which is a server-side scripting, which program is executed by server like Apache server, you can't see it because server executes it, server should give the error message, what the error is. How can the browser gives? Browser as a JavaScript interpreter, and JavaScript is a client scripting language. So when browser executes it, the JavaScript interpreter is invoked, and if there is a error, it will show it in browser console. So this is the point you need to note. So okay, I think everyone will execute in Windows and Linux. Before concluding, I need to give you one important thing. I need to tell you about the Atom browser. Already I have opened it. See, Atom, I think everyone has done it. So this is what Atom, there will be many other windows. I have closed it. So you can click on it if you have installed on Windows or if you have installed on Linux. So you can have this desktop icon. So where there is a Atom icon, when you double click on it, it will open it. So here you can create a file. For example, I will show you already I have given one dot, all the files will be there. So first thing is, this is the menu bar, what you are seeing: file, edit, view, selection, find, package, help. Sometimes this may be not visible. Okay, file menu is so maybe hidden. Okay, so auto hide is enabled, it will do that. So where if you go to view here, so toggle, if you go and see toggle menu bar, if you give toggle menu bar, so it will be hidden. So that's why we may be wondering where is the menu bar. So only one thing you need to do is, so you need to press Alt key, Alt key. So you can toggle, so in so that means you can bring it back, hide it, or again bring it back. Alt key is actually used to do that. Okay. So Alt key is used to toggle menu bar. That means if your menu is not visible, So right now it is not visible. Press Alt key, so menu will come. Okay. So next thing is, see, lot of packages can be installed. Already majority of the packages comes in, but sometimes autocomplete, JavaScript and HTML autocomplete, JavaScript and PHP autocomplete packages was earlier not included. We used to include a package. So for example, let me show you. So how to install any package in Atom? So you can go to here. So packages here itself, lot of packages there, but instead of that, go to settings. So okay, go to file. In file, go to settings. So in settings, okay, there is packages. So you can search for a package. For example, I want to search for a HTML package because it's just a editor Atom. If I want to autocomplete means if I type something, the remaining characters will be for HTML tag will be added and automatically all the tags will be generated by itself. So for example, I need HTML autocomplete. So already autocomplete HTML is there. It's installed. If you want to disable it means it doesn't work. Never disable this. You can disable it. That says that already this is installed. For example, I want JavaScript. JavaScript autocomplete. JavaScript language is to be installed. So you will give language JavaScript is there. You can check. So it is there means so HTML code you can type and it will show the autocomplete feature. Or PHP. I want to give PHP. So language PHP is here. So these are the three things. Or else if I want to give XML, so language XML is also there. That means all these packages are installed. So if you see in your lab, there is an older version of Atom where these packages, of course, we have installed it. Due to some reason, again, Atom is deleted and reinstalled. These packages won't be there because it's an older version of Atom there. Then you need to search it in the install packages, search that and install that packages. Okay, and of course, for installing any new packages, you should have internet connection. So keep that in mind. So hope you understood. So that's regarding settings. You can close the settings. So now let us say how to create a new one. I can close this file. So new file, menu is not visible. Again, you should press Alt tab. And of course, every time you don't want to hide it, you can give view here. You can toggle menu bar. You can give it. Okay. So that means every time it is visible. So now I want to create a new file. I will give a new file. Okay, I can name this file. How to name it? You can give Control S to save it first. Let me in desktop itself. I will give sample SAMPLE dot HTML. HTML file should be saved with dot HTML. So I have given sample.html. I will store it in desktop. Save. So now see, I haven't typed anything. This is HTML. Within HTML, I can have JavaScript code or PHP code. Everything can be included. We will see that how first and second program you saw that JavaScript program was embedded in HTML, but the file was named as .html. Similarly, when we go for coming programs, PHP programs in HTML, we will also include PHP code within HTML. Okay, which can be named as so .php usually will be named as .php or even .html can be done. So, but anyway, now first thing how to begin HTML code, very simple. So, okay, since autocomplete is feature is there, so you need to add all those things. Opening HTML tag, closing HTML tag, head tag, all those tags. But basic tags can be easily created. You can type something like, I will type H. So once I give check H, all the tags starting with H is there. H1, H2 like this, header, H group, header and H group tag we discussed in semantic elements of HTML in theory class. Like this. So now I will type again HT. Okay. Now it is giving HTML. So use HTML. So once you click on it, so many tags automatically are generated. So first line itself is document type HTML. So HTML. Okay. Language, and again in HTML, beginning HTML tag is there, which says language is English. Directory is LTR directory. Then I will tell you what is that LTR directory next. So head, then close head. Okay. Similarly, within head, some meta actually tag will tell you which is the character set. The character set is UTF-8 encoding. That means which is the how character is encoded. Character is encoded using UTF-8. So next, title. So okay, I can give any title. Now you can make modification. So I can give some title, my sample program, my sample code. Some title I can give, head, body. So here the actual program you can type it here. So for example, I want to type the header. I want to give SJCIT. So I will give H1 tag. So type simply H1 already came in. So use H1 tag, and closing also H1 tag will come. So I can give SJCIT. Okay. So I can go to next. Next, I want to give some heading. In small heading, I want to give welcome to our Department of ISC. So you can give H2 tag for that. I can give H2. So H2 came in automatically. Opening and close tag came in. So I can give it as Department of ISC. Okay, ISC. So next, any tags, you can type the name, just P. I want to give P tag. So paragraph came in, paragraph. So now just you have created 3 lines of text. So you use Control S to save it. So saved it. So Control S, save it, the code is ready. So like this, you can use autocomplete feature, even JavaScript also, any JavaScript. For example, I want to give some script here. I want to give something script after that. I can give it as script. See, script came in. So opening script and TypeScript. So of course here, script will have the type. Type is actually tells that the script is text, and what is the language? JavaScript. So within this, you can give it. See, this thing is not compulsory, like type as text is equal to JavaScript, but it is a good practice to give this type attribute. For script tag, use type attribute which contains some value which tells the script is text. That means it is a text value, and which language it is? JavaScript. Okay. Or it can be type, can be image. I want an image means image, JPEG, image, GIF, like this. Okay, text means which language it is? JavaScript. So like this, you people can actually use any programs to do this. Okay, save it. If you have Control S, you can save it. So you can open that program. So sample program, you can open it. So now you got this. This is a first web page, this JCAT, Department of ISC, and the paragraph will come to ISC department. So hope you got it. So that's how in Atom, so you can do a lot of things. Okay, easy coding for you is easier. You could have used Notepad or some other directory, but here the coding rules, if you see here everywhere, see the coding rules is there. All the tags is in title. Okay, title, all the HTML, head, meta, title, all the tag name is in red. For example, I make a mistake, I will forget E. See here, you made a mistake in closing title tag, so then it highlighted. So that means when you make a mistake, when you type a title tag or any tags, if you make a spelling mistake in a tag name, clearly will come to know where there is. Right now we can see that all these red. And see here, one more notation is there. The tag name is in red. So there is attribute and values. See, language is an attribute for HTML tag, which is in orange, and the value is in green, EN. Okay, like that. So whether attribute and values are valid or invalid, you can easily find out in this Atom editor. Okay. So there are many more features there in Atom. You can see the help and documentation welcome guide here. Documentation, you can go to documentation, which is in a website. You can Atom, all these things, and keep this in mind that you may be familiar with it. But right now, one more point, last point before I conclude, I need to tell you is this. So I told you about two editors. Which are the two editors popular? I told you. Now, first is I told you Atom. The second is Visual. So now, who is the developer of Visual Studio Code? It is Microsoft. Okay. And of course, it is what? Open source. Here, Visual Studio Code is what? Open source, free. Now, Atom. Atom actually is an editor developed by GitHub. Okay, GitHub. It is an open source sort of developed by GitHub. You might have heard of GitHub website, github.com. So GitHub actually, okay, was a company started by Linus Torvald. So Linus Torvald, who is the inventor of, who developed the Linux operating system. But GitHub is right now acquired by Microsoft. So that means right now GitHub is bought by Microsoft company. So that means right now, whether you use Atom or whether you use Visual Studio, now who is the proprietary of that? Atom also, and Microsoft is the proprietary. But Atom was developed by GitHub as an open source. Right now, both Atom and Visual Studio are open source, free softwares, and both are cross-platform. You can install on Windows. Visual Studio Code can also be installed on your Linux also. Okay, similarly, Atom can be installed on Windows and Linux. Both are open source and both are cross-platform. Who is the current owner? So Microsoft company is the current owner of both Atom and Visual Code, because Atom, everyone thought that it's open source, but not. But the actual history is like this. So it was developed by GitHub. Now GitHub is bought by the company Microsoft. I don't know how long Microsoft may actually use Visual Studio Code and they may stop Atom. Okay, but right now, but they are supporting both Atom and Visual Studio. But in the future, so they may discontinue the support Atom development. They may stop. Only they may continue the development of Visual Studio Code, which was the original product of Microsoft. Okay, but Atom is a beautiful editor. So we will be using Atom editor. So if you're really interested in Visual Code, you can install and use this also. Okay. So with this, so I will stop it. Let me take the attendance. So, okay, last thing, if you have any doubts, you can ask. So if you have any doubts, so okay. So anyway, we'll stop at this class. We'll continue in the Tuesday regular class, theory class. We'll continue. Thank you.